Please subscribe the channel for more videos. We promise to keep you entertained. In the last part, when Karagi came to attack, then Kiryu killed him in a single form with Elzar's sight. But during this, Oikum was killed. Now Ushio starts thinking that he's weak because Oikum died to protect him. But he could do nothing safer. Just then Tora appears in front of him and says, "Luckily for me, you seem pretty easy to kill right now. You may have forgotten, but I'm going to eat you." Seeing this, Ushio starts using the beast spear and stops Tora from doing so. But Tora does not listen to him and he starts attacking continuously. However, today Ushio is not able to use beast spear as before, because of which Tora injures him very easily. Now, this angers Ushio, so he goes to attack Tora, but this time Ushio seemed very weak. So Tora starts saying, "What is wrong? Are you really this weak?" On this, Ushio says, "That's right, and that's why I lost. But I want to get stronger." He then attacks Tora, but his attack does nothing to him. Seeing this, Tora says, "You are not gonna be able to use the beast spear while you are so weak." Hearing this, Ushio angrily punches Tora. Now Tora says, "There's no way you will taste good while you are this weak. I'll come back when you are stronger." After this, he leaves from here. On the other hand, Nigeria and Shigure are worried because the number of young priests in support of Kiryu is growing, because they have started feeling the beast spear is useless. On this, Nigeria says it was Oikum's power that defeated Karagi, but the reason it was made to look as Kiryu's work, it was to prevent doubt from spreading among the priests who saw the beast spear fail against dominion of Hakuman. After this, Nigeria starts saying, after all, he was raised by that man who was once a member of the Kuhame sect. So Kiryu also thinks spear is useless. But Nigeria does not understand what is Kiryu trying to accomplish by speaking of that man's wishes now. After which Shigure takes the responsibility of finding out about this matter. On the other hand, Ushio is at his home. Suddenly Kiryu and some priest use the spell on him. But Ushio could not understand why they were doing this. Then Kiryu starts saying, "We can make lots of these Alsacites and everyone can have one." But Nigeria and some others would not listen to us. So in order to open their eyes, I have decided to destroy their spear. Ushio is shocked to hear about this. After which the group of priests starts saying, "Now we know the beast spear would not work against Hakuman's dominion. This is the only way to make superiors accept a new way of fighting." After this, Ushio starts using beast spear, but at the same time, Kiryu uses red cloths, with the help of which beast spear was sealed a long time ago. Now, because of this, the beast spear gets sealed, and Kiryu takes it into his own hands very easily. After this, he says, "I guess I win. I will be taking the beast spear, but don't worry, we'll take the utmost care in destroying it." On hearing this, he tries to save beast spear, but they seal him and Kiryu leaves with the beast spear. On the other hand, Tora was going somewhere and he was saying, "I should have just gobbled him up then. But I don't want to let him die so easily." But at the same time, Nagari also comes here. On seeing him, Tora asks, "What are you doing here?" Then Nagari says, "Kiryu said something that seems suspicious, so I want to warn him." Now because of these things, Tora gets worried and starts going with him, because Tora was worrying about Ushio. On the other hand, Ushio was still imprisoned in the barrier. But at the same time, Hinawa comes here and breaks the barrier with her power. She says, "Ushio, you are really useless without the beast spear." After some time, Tora and Nagari also come here, where Tora gets Kiryu's smell, so he understands that this is related to him. After this, Tora also goes to save the beast spear along with Nagari. On the other hand, a group of young priests want to abandon the beast spear and rely on their scythes. Because of this, the senior priest starts getting angry because they have sworn to protect the beast spear. But no one was talking back. So Nigeria understands that their doubt towards Ushio and the beast spear runs deep. Just then a priest comes here. He tells them Hinawa and Ushio have just arrived, but Kiryu and a group of priests have stolen the beast spear. Nigeria gets worried on hearing about this. After this, Ushio starts asking them, "Do you have any idea where it might be? Because that spear has saved my life and the lives of others more times than I can count. Gurayu and DMA transformed to make this spear, so I want to get the beast spear back." Then Nigeria starts telling him there was a high ranking priest in the Kuhame sect named Anasa. He excelled in researching holy weapons and left behind remarkable work in the field because he believed holy weapons can aid the beast spear. But over the time, he began walking down the wrong path. That's why he started feeling that he could make such a holy weapon which will be more powerful than the beast spear. So he adopted the techniques of Western sorcery and he wanted to use magic. Because of this, he became the object of criticism. But he wondered, how long are we going to revere a spear that may never find a wielder? We just need to make weapons and wielders ourselves. So Anasa was excommunicated. He exiled himself to the mountains and reappeared before us 2 years ago. He brought with him A-grade schoolboy who had exceptional spiritual energy and a strange sight. Now, Ushio understands that was Kiryu. Nigeria tells him he was very powerful. The 4 teaching priests immediately made him a candidate to succeed the beast spear. But it was a rash act born of our panic and our view that only power truly mattered. After this, Nigeria tells Ushio this is all our fault. We must get the spear back. Now Ushio asks Nigeria, where's Anasa hiding? Because that might be where Kiryu is. On the other hand, Nagari goes to a building with Tora because this is where Kiryu was born and raised. So Nagari believes this is probably where this spear is. Suddenly, some creatures come forward to stop them. Then Nagari tells Tora those things are synthetic organic creatures created by sorcery and chemistry. They have no parents, no life, and no reason to exist. And they whisper, "Curse you humans, how we envy you, how jealous we are of you." All these things makes Tora more angry. He attacks them and kills everyone in a moment. Seeing this, Nagari tells Tora, "You sound a lot like a human yourself." After this, both of them start moving forward from here. Suddenly, another powerful creature appears in front of them. Seeing this, Nagari uses his power and kills it very easily. After some time, Ushio also comes here with Hinawa because they both also want to protect the beast spear. But now, going inside, Nagari is surprised because many Elzar sites were kept here. Seeing this, Tora says, "Did humans get stupider while I was asleep for 500 years? He then attacks and Elzar's scythe is shattered. Then he says these things are trash. Even if they brought 1,000,000 of them, they couldn't scratch me. So how can they defeat Hakuman with these? On this, Nagari says, but Kiryu's scythe was really powerful because it sliced Karugi in half. So what makes Kiryu's scythe special? Nagari then breaks a wall where they see a dead body, which was actually an Asa. Here, Hinawa and Ushio also come to the same place where there was a place like a pediatric ward. So Ushio understands that Kiryu lived with his dad here. Just then, Hinawa finds a diary which belonged to Anasa, and it was written that on May 1st, I failed again at creating the scythe, but I was finally able to grant my wish of successfully creating the ultimate artificial life form, the synthetic, organic, homunculus Quent. I failed many times at Quent to create in order to protect the materia, but I still cannot create the one thing I need. And the one thing I truly want to make is the materia. But Ushio does not know what the heck is this materia. It was further written in the diary on September 5th. Both the scythe and the materia still failed to take form. But on October 10th, a woman appeared and her name was Toiko. It seemed she had studied Western sorcery. Then I felt my research beginning, and finally I was able to create my invincible holy weapon with the help of Toiko. After that, Anasa was overjoyed and thanked Toiko. Then she told him this is a method devised by the 12th century scholar Worms Elzar. So, Anasa called that scythe the Elzar scythe. But then, in the blink of an eye, Toiko began to create more Elzar scythes. When Anasa asked her, why did she help him? Then Tychus said, I fear the beast spear alone cannot be enough to stop Hakuman. So, it is better to have many powerful weapons, and if the people of the Kuhame sect fail to understand that, you must open their eyes. We'll destroy the beast spear for them. There is a red cloth that can seal the beast spear, so we will use that to seal the spear again. Then we'll bury it in a concrete box filled with scorching lead and mercury. After that, the beast spear will be forced out of this world. If you are enjoying this video, hit the like button and show some love. Now, Ushio and Hinawa start moving on from here. That's when Nagari and Tora also come here. Ushio is surprised to see them here. Suddenly, a master appears in front of them. Hinawa is surprised to see it. Then Nagari explains it's apparently the guardian of this room and Kiryo's name was written on the wall. Suddenly, the monster goes to attack them. Seeing this, Tora drives Ushio away from here, while Nagari and Hinawa begin to stop the monster attack. Now, Hinawa asks Ushio to read Anasa's diary immediately so that they can know about the secret of this room, because Hinawa believes the thing that Anasa wanted to create most the materia is Curio. It was further written in the diary, a human born for the sole purpose of wielding holy weapons, that is the materia. Anasa performed many experiments in an attempt to create the materia, but had failed each time. But one day, Tycho came to him with a surprising proposal. She stole a child and started to make that child into the materia. But as Anasa watched her creating the materia, he slowly became afraid. After some time, they created the ultimate materia successfully, and there was Kiryo. But now, Anasa was feeling that maybe he would lend his hand to something horrible in his quest for power. On the other hand, Kiryo is ready to destroy the beast spear and says they'll finally accept the Elzar site now. Here, Nagari tells Ushio to head the east hall and get the spear back, but Ushio does not want to leave them here. Then Hinawa says angrily, you can't do anything to this enemy. Apart from this, the feet of both of them also became useless, so they could not hold the monster for long. Seeing this, Ushio says, then I really should not leave. But Nagari says the beast's spear comes first, so go and hurry. On the other hand, Quant learns that Ushio and Tora are coming towards them, so he immediately goes to fight Tora. After some time, Ushio and Tora also come in front of him. On seeing him, Ushio angrily goes to attack him. But Quant injures him very easily and says that human cannot defeat Hakuman's minions, even with the beast spear. Yet he is so foolish that he dares to challenge me. Hearing this, Tora angrily attacks Quant, but Quant easily stops it and says, you must truly be weak to possess such a worthless creature. He then attacks Tora, in which he gets badly injured. Seeing this, Ushio immediately rushes to save Tora, but Quant injures him too. Still, Ushio doesn't give up and tries to save Tora. To this, Tora says, I don't want to owe a debt to some human. Then Ushio says, you protected me from Hakuman many times, so I want to protect you now. Just then Quant starts saying, you have some nerve calling yourself the successor of the beast spear? After this, he also goes to attack Ushio. But Tora stops its attack and says, my patience is long gone. Now, Tora frees himself too. He asks Quant, has Kiryo ever fought monsters on his own? After this, he attacks Quant and says, then would he fight with monsters unarmed for saving his friends? To this, Quant says, Kiryo would never fight for such a reason. After which Tora says, then Ushio might actually be stronger. Now Tora starts beating Quant badly. After this, Tora stops Quant and tells Ushio, I'll play with him for a while, so you go do what you need to do. After this, Tora comes to a place where Beast Spear was sealed, and Kiryo was waiting for him right here too. Just then a priest starts telling Ushio, with these sides, we can all fight Hakuman. Suddenly, Kiryo attacks Ushio and says, this is the end of the Beast Spear. Right now, a lady starts playing a musical instrument here. On seeing her, Kiryo starts saying, Mama, I did what you asked. Ushio is surprised by this because actually Kiryu doesn't have a mother. So he understands that this lady is actually Taiko. Just then, Taiko cuts off the red cloth and the beast spear falls into the concrete box. Seeing this, Ushio immediately starts calling Beast Spear, but Beast Spear does not answer. After which, Kiryu tells Ushio the Beast Spear has just vanished from this world now. A priest asks Kiryu, "Who is that lady?" Then Kiryu says, "She is my mom and has always been by my side. Even she told me how to destroy the Beast Spear." The priests are shocked to hear this, but now Shigure had also come here and tells everyone this was all part of Hakuman's plan. She tricked Anasa and she is the person who created the Elzar sites in Kiryu. Shigure then attacks Taiko with a weapon, because of which Taiko returns to her true form. That's how it reveals it's actually Hakuman's minions. Now, Kiryu gets depressed because of this, because he always thought that his mother loved him. But actually, he is tricked by her this whole time. Then Taiko tells Kiryu, "It was all so you would destroy the beast spear, and actually, I didn't do any of it for you." Kiryu becomes sad and tries to attack Taiko, but Taiko injures him easily. Now Ushio tries to call Beast Spear again, but Taiko attacks him also, and he falls on the concrete box. Now Ushio gets very worried because the concrete box has cooled and hardened, and he starts thinking that I am really weak. Just then, Shadow of Gurayu appears in front of him and he starts asking, "Will you fight by my side? Will you try to defeat Hakuman, even if it means your soul will be slowly ripped apart?" Now, Ushio was surprised at this time and he agrees to Gurayu because he doesn't want anyone else to die. After this, Ushio starts calling Beast Spear. Just then, Taiko attacks with her tentacles, but Ushio still doesn't give up because he wants to show Hakuman the severity of his actions, even if it costs him his life. After this, Ushio calls Beast Spear, then it breaks the concrete box and comes to Ushio. Taiko is surprised by this because even the red cloth could not seal it. Ushio then attacks Taiko with the Beast Spear, but she calls her monster, the one who captured Hinawa and Nagari. Now this worries Ushio and Taiko starts saying, "Let me kill you and I'll spare the others." But Nagari and Hinawa decide to sacrifice themselves. Nagari tells Ushio that the word Emeth is written on its forehead, which means truth in Latin. But if you take off the first E, it becomes Meth, which means death. After this, Nagari and Hinawa start using self-destruct spell, because of which these two will die on their own. Seeing this, Ushio tells Taiko, "If you want to kill me, then do it." But now Quent starts worrying about Kiryu, so he goes to save Kiryu. After this, Taiko attacks Ushio, but Ushio saves himself with the help of Beast Spear and tries to delete E from the word Emeth. Because of this, the monster is killed while lives of Hinawa and Nagari are saved. At this time, Taiko was badly injured. She requests Kiryu to save her life and says, "I am sorry for saying those cruel things earlier. I did not mean any of it. So please save me. Otherwise, your mama will be killed by all these scary people." Kiryu believes her words because he thinks she was not tricking him. So he decides to save her and starts fighting with Ushio. Meanwhile, Taiko tries to escape from here, but Shigure had put up a barrier here, because of which Taiko could not run away from here. Now, Ushio tells Kiryu that woman is not your mom. Just then, Taiko starts using her power and goes to attack the group of priests. But now Kiryu also understood that Taiko was not his mother, so he immediately attacks her and asks, "You betrayed me again, didn't you? Now I'll ask you one more time, Mama. Saying you tricked me was a lie, right?" Then Taiko says, "Yes, Kiryu, I love you." But Kiryu gets sad and says, "You just lied again." After this, Taiko dies. Now because of this, Kiryu gets angry and starts saying, "You guys killed my mama. I need my mama." Just then, Ushio slaps him and says angrily, "Don't you dare say it's over. A lot of people died. They are not coming back, but we are still alive, aren't we? You are way smarter and stronger than me." I am probably going to need a lot of strong friends to defeat Hakuman. After this, Kiryu leaves with Quant, and Shigure tells Ushio, just like you, Kiryu will have to make his own way through a cruel fate, and to do that, he'll need some time. Then Ushio says Hakuman is probably really strong, but I do not want to lose. Now Ushio leaves from here, after which Tora also joins him, and the episode ends here. Please subscribe the channel for more such videos and let us know in the comments about your favorite part of the video. Thank you for watching.